On Thursday of this week, I was on my phone and I got a little announcement that the National Cathedral, an Episcopal church at the end of the day, was holding a prayer service, a very short one, for the nation. So I thought, it's a good day to pray for our nation. So I opened it up. And there were three people, a musician who sang 2 hymns, 2 pieces of spirituals. And there was the dean of the cathedral, Mark Hallrith, and Rabbi Bruce Lutzig from the Washington Hebrew congregation. And they together offered up the cries of the people, our people, offered up cries of hope and confusion, the cries of desire for justice, desire for peace throughout our nation. It was cries in the midst of chaos, in a sacred space that is known for its beauty. It didn't feel beautiful, but it felt right. It was that day filled to where it was needed to be. And the cathedral and the Capitol, just a few miles away, both on a hill, both standing as sentinels, seemed as though they were in stark contrast with one another, a simple day apart, yet a place where cries were both said. Standing outside the cathedral at the great doors, right in the center of the cathedral, are these huge doors, brass with different images of the scriptures, but right above the door, as is in Gothic architecture, is a tympanum. I think I said that right, a piece of artwork in like a triangle above the door. And they usually tell a story, but every time I go to the cathedral, every time I'm there, I look at this and it's a scary piece of artwork to me. It's confusing. It's as though there's chaos. And out of that chaos, out of that weird, confusing, almost scary feeling comes half bodies, half humans, and there's clouds and they're all in motion. You can feel all the fear and the confusion and the chaos right above a door to the cathedral. It always confused me. Why would that image be? But on Thursday, I decided to just tootle around the website, and I found that the name of that piece of artwork, the main piece on the exterior, you're walking in, is called ex nihilo, a Greek term, a Latin term, for out of nothing. Out of the nothingness of God, creation is born. Out of the darkness, out of that formless void, out of that which we will never know, came creation. Came the world. Came humanity. Just the day before, that chaos reigned as well. That chaos and confusion for a nation that never thought it would be possible to live in such confusion. The chaos, the destruction, the fear, and death took place on a hill not far away, standing as another symbol, standing in a place close by. On either side of those great doors at the cathedral are two smaller doors, again, with arches over them, tympanum, with artwork. And again, on the north side or on the left side of the main door, it tells the story, the creation of day, the creation of light. And on the south door, it tells the story of the creation and the goodness of the night, of the darkness, and the hope within it, as though it's what God wanted. Out of that chaos of that middle came both light and darkness, came both day and night. In the hope of God, that all is created in God and in God's image, not good and bad, but all in God's goodness came out of that chaos, that dark deepness of God's being. The day before, as I sat there, now I don't have a television at the inn, so I sat there glued to the internet, watching the images unfold. I noted something. I noted that I looked a lot like those in the pictures I saw. A lot of men with cell phones. My cell phone is always in my pocket. It's always fun to take pictures and videos of wherever I go. I saw a lot of men in hoodies and jeans, things that I wear on a regular basis. I also saw white men in their middle years, causing death and destruction in a place that has so often, for so many years, held out hope, held out as a place that we need not be afraid. But I was, especially when I saw myself there. On that Wednesday, it was as though black and white took a whole different turn from what God created them to be. And in that light, and in that day, the darkness, the evil of humanity shone for all the world to see. If that day, if Wednesday, January 6th had been in May, in June, and July, and August, on those same streets, just a few blocks away, another color would have been seen much, much more. The color of red, a lot of red, a lot more of liquid red than we saw, as if and if black and brown and white bodies held hands for peace. That liquid red would never be able to be taken out of the marble beneath their feet. peace can be more costly than destruction. When at that cathedral and looking at that oddly shaped story and depiction of ex nihilo, out of nothing, on the gray stone exterior walls of that cathedral, as though they're coming out, as though they're being created at that exact moment, I looked up. I looked up to the greatest circular stained glass window I have ever seen. And in that window, there are 10,000 pieces of glass. 10,000 pieces of glass, each one just a little different color than the next. Just a bit. And in the chaos of all that color, all those different colors, is creation. And it listens to all the chaos around